There is fire on the mountain. Run, run, run. I'm sure many of you grew up listening to that rhyme. It is not a joke. That rhyme was not a joke. It was actually to prepare you for what you will be experiencing in the future. Welcome once again to this platform. If you have not subscribed, why don't you join us? It is free. Quickly tap on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos such as this are dropped. You'll be the first to know. Well, the news story of a young lady crippled. She came out on social media and she said a pastor somehow kidnapped a child. People were like, what is really going on here? She said she went to Prophet Jeremiah Omoto's church and thought she was going to get healing. She was going to be helped. And what she got is the kidnapping of her child. This woman has been on Brekete. Brekete is a show that handles social matters, like a kind of investigation and trying to help people out. It's something that we all know. Brekete has been there. Anyway, Brekete left that case about 2 years ago, and this case came up again. I mean, come on. People have been all over Brekete. Brekete, why did you leave the show? What happened? It seems you don't want to check into it, look into it, dig into it. Brekete said, well, if I cannot look into it, God has made me to start it. You begin and you finish. BBC can dig into it. Any other person can dig into it. For me, my hands are clean. And when I listen more into what Brekete has to say as regards this, I realized from Brekete that lies were in the stomach, chest, throat, mouth of our dear sister Ruth Mathew. Ruth Mathew is the name of the crippled lady who has 3 children. She said she had an accident. That is what resulted to her inability to walk. Well, some are saying that she went to Jeremiah's church hoping to get money like how Jeremiah gives money. That is on one side. Now, Prophet Jeremiah, on the other hand, said he doesn't have a hand in this. People have asked for CCTV, camera, CCTV to know what happened. The church refused to release CCTV as at this time. They say, no, there is no CCTV, there is no recording. That is on one side. Now, this lady claimed that a woman sent her child, to help buy something outside of the church. And that is how the story started. I can't find my child again. They took my child away and all of this. Later, we saw a new character involved in this. This new character decided to be unseen. This new character was acting like a shadow. She called herself Chioma. How did all this come out? How did all this unfold? There is a man in South Africa. I think he's from Zambia or Zimbabwe. He calls himself Prof X. How did a Zimbabwean man begin to do investigate Nigerian, story? And we are talking of a crippled person. It's not as if he is in Nigeria or ever visited Nigeria. Well, you might say it doesn't need to be in Nigeria to know or to find out about this. Well, it is true. Anyway, this man was the one who brought this out again, started talking about it. And people started having one-on-one together. Of course, we are Nigerians. We are not stupid. We are not dull. They said it seems someone gave the job to this guy to check, which is not a crime. And they linked a man who once talked about Prophet Jeremiah on his own platform. And Prophet Jeremiah decided to show him that bird pass bird, fish pass fish. Big fish can chop small fish. Well, he got arrested. They took him down to Delta State. He eventually came to rub himself on the floor in front of Prophet Jeremiah, begging for his life. Why? Because he has been instructed to do so by the police. And he knows that if he does not do it, he will be locked in jail. And even his spiritual father, Johnson Suleiman, cannot do anything about it. You know what it is? These people have spiritual battles among themselves. Apostle Johnson Suleiman, he has been in this ministry for a while. And Jeremiah Omoto Fufuye, he just came in. Let's say he's not up to 20 years. Jeremiah started his ministry. So it's like he has private jet. It's like he has so much money. It's like things are working for him. And from what we heard from insiders, it's like Suleiman is like, Ogbeni, what are you doing now? What is the secret? Is it not the same ministry? I have branches. How come I cannot maintain the kind of life that you are maintaining? Well, at the end of the day, what we heard from insider is this, that Suleiman said Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fufuye is not just doing church ministry, apart from selling spiritual rug, spiritual sticker, spiritual mantle, spiritual gown, spiritual mountain, spiritual dollar, spiritual key. Apart from all of this, of course, these things bring money. And the partner program, these things bring money. Apart from this, Prophet Jeremiah is involved in, quote, allegedly said by Suleiman's boys who ran away from him for one reason or the other, that Jeremiah is also involved in the job that is popular in Niger Delta. You know what it is? Kidnapping. He is a godfather of some kidnappers. Maybe he provides spiritual assistant and some other assistant for them. And of course, he knows police, he knows some people. Even if you're a military man, police, Nigerians, when they see money, they can rub themselves on the ground. I'm not saying all Nigerians, typical Nigerians. I've always said it on this platform. We have typical Nigerians and exceptional people who are trapped in that contraption called Nigeria. Now, that being said, I just want to establish the whole background so you know where all of these things are coming from. Now, Prof X, Zimbabwean, living in South Africa, how come he got involved in this? He started talking about Brekete, speaking that Brekete is this, is that. And who is this Chioma in this case? Chioma is hiding behind the scene, operating, funding this crippled lady, Ruth Mathew, lodged in 5-star hotel in Abuja. What is going on? Who is Chioma? Eventually, investigation was done, and allegedly, Chioma is a failed or crawling actress. Yes, failed or crawling actress. They ended up digging into who Chioma is. A lady did that investigation with some other people who she knows, and she had video calls, but she didn't see the face of Chioma. Chioma opened her body naked to speak to her, and she said Chioma did this in hope of getting trust. I could not understand that part. Like, a woman would do video call to show half of her body naked to speak to another woman, so the woman would trust her. I don't know what these things mean. Anyway, they said her name is Doris Ogala. Doris Ogala is the woman behind the scene funding Chioma. Chioma is Doris Ogala funding Ruth Mathew. So you'll be wondering, how is all of this thing piling up? I decided to pile everything up so that you can know how a woman who left TB Joshua's church, who has given her testimony, who has said her own truth, who told us what was happening inside the innermost room of Prophet Temitope Balogun Joshua, the late prophet of the Synagogue Church of All Nations. You all know who I'm talking about. Bisola Johnson. Bisola also became part of this. She has a charity. She has her own platform. The woman who did her investigation, according to her, she knows some people who know some people who know some people that got Doris Ogala out. And from there, they connected the dots together. At first, they said, it's like this Chioma Doris Ogala is working for Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fufuyin to be involved in the story so as to make sure that anything in between will be passed down to the pastor so he will know what to do and what not to do. That's on one side. Then another investigation came out saying that Chioma Doris Ogala, the actress, is working for working for Apostle Suleiman, because Suleiman and the man who went to rub himself on the floor, Apostle Kassy, in Jeremiah's church, all of them teamed together looking for a way to pay back Jeremiah and make sure the painting dirty. That is the talk. Very, very, very unclear. Now that Chioma Doris Ogala identity is out, all of a sudden, some people started connecting dots together. Chioma, she's an Igbo woman. A woman, connected the dots together and brought out the information and presented it to a woman called Maureen Badijo, who brought out all the story and said this Chioma is Doris Ogala and she's working for Apostle Kassy. Kassy is operating with Apostle Johnson Suleiman. Wow. Anyway, the missing child. Where is this missing child? All of a sudden, husband to the cripple, because people are kind of saying, how is it that a child is missing? We cannot even see the father. It is a woman who pregnanted this Ruth Mathew. All of a sudden, a young man came out. He started rubbing himself on the floor. Nigerians, help me, oh. Nigerians, help me. Please help me. My son is not missing. Please tell Ruth Mathew. Let him bring out my child. People said, what is going on? People jumped on this again. They said, I think he has been given an offer that he cannot refuse. He has been bought. Who bought him? They said, the prophet that gives big money to actors and actresses. You know, when you give money to actors and actresses, it will be more loud. I think he learned that from our late Prophet Temitope Balogun Joshua, who he said is his mentor, even though they never met. So he learned that if you want to do good, do good. Of course, I'm not saying it doesn't do good. Don't get me wrong. Don't be confused. It does good to other people also. And you know there is no better publicity than this type of publicity. You have to learn your environment. But when it gets to actors and actresses, it's very, very loud. You don't need to advertise it more. Platforms will help you loud it. Anyway, that being said, so they said husband is on the payroll of this prophet and that he's trying to make up some stories so as to appear like the woman is involved. Then I said, wait, what is this? What is happening? Chioma Doris Ogala once told us that the children of Ruth Mathew said that it was their mother who sent that missing boy with their sister to go and show a woman where to buy noodles. What is this thing about? Story started twisting. This same Ruth Mathew said on Brekete's show that one CAC pastor in Edo State, where our family worship, that the pastor is the one that tutored her and said, no, don't say you are the one that sent the child, oh. Don't say you are involved, oh. Don't say it, oh. Say that it was the pastor, it was the prophet. When the pastor in CAC was interviewed, he said, no, I didn't say that, oh. He only said that when the case started then, when she was at the police station, Prophet Jeremiah Omoto sent in certain people who offered Ruth Mathew 2 million naira. I said, 2 million naira, what was this about? Is it that they are trying to cover it up? Then I realized that from what I'm seeing, at least from what we are seeing now, it's like Prophet knows that this lady came for money. Give her the money, let her shut up. She's trying to scatter things for us here. Some people sent her. So let us give her our own so she will shut up her mouth. That is one school of thought. Some school of thought said, no, it's like Prophet is trying to keep the thing quiet. I said, keep everything quiet with 2 million. Who will give a woman, a mother, 2 million naira when a child is missing? Well, glory be to God. They said she didn't collect it. Why? I'm sure she didn't collect because police are there. And secondly, the pastor is there. 3, because the money is small. She needs that big money that, he often gives to people. Like he will give them car, give them 10 million naira. Maybe that would have been a big offer, a offer that she cannot refuse. But no, she refused that one. It's too small. What will she do with 2 million naira? Anyway, back to Bisola FC. FC, is it Bisola? Bisola Johnson. Let's just call her Bisola Johnson. The woman who left TB Joshua's church. She came into the show. She was actually the foot soldier. She was the one moving around, doing videos, going to the court, doing all of that. She was physically into this thing. She has a charity, a foundation. She was into it. She said she received a call from Ruth Mathew. Ruth Mathew said, come, I want to come to Lagos. Then she said, Ruth, I heard that you've been kicked out. You are falling out of grace. It's like you are misbehaving. Okay, if you want to come to Lagos, you have to make sure that you say the truth and you put everything out there in perspective. And also, you have to position yourself with me and me and me. You have to put an end to this Zimbabwe or Zambian guy, Prof. You have to put an end to it. We have to work and work together. She agreed. She went to arrange all the arrangement. But she said she started observing some things, noticing that this girl will be calling some people on phone. She has 2 phones. She knows how to contact some people. She's like a snake operating. Well, she said, well. Anyway, let's see how it's going to be. But all of these red flags, if she wanted to get out of all of these things before it resulted into calamity, she would have seen all of these red flags, because there's nobody that is trying to help somebody that will not see red flag. You will always know. But according to Maureen Badejo, because both of them are having some, crash or clash, she said, it's because she is very greedy. She's needing money. She wants to blow. She wants to use this case to upgrade herself. I said, well, I wouldn't know. I'm not living inside of the mind of Bisola Johnson. It could be that she just connected her own suffering that she had, or she's just that kind of person who has that enthusiasm to do things and like that. We can't say. Maureen is in Republic of Ireland, or is it UK? She's there. She's doing her own thing. Everyone is making their money. Of course, everybody wants to make their money. Nobody wants one person to lord over them. Maureen wanted to take the case to investigate and speak to some people and call some people, investigate some people, call the family, call the person, call the girl. Of course, going to bring traffic to her platform. She's going to make money. And she wants to do that. And once she gets all of this info, she can take on the case, even though the guy in South Africa, Prof X, is the one who is in the story. And she's trying to act also that, no, I don't want to get too much into it because Prof X is the one handling the case. But that doesn't stop her as a person, of course. She's a Nigerian, which gives her the right to check the case. And 2, everybody can do what they want to do. It's only when you say, okay, let me just respect the other person and give them their own, let them handle the case. If you want to take a case, you can. Nobody can stop you. Anyway, she started having issues with Bisola. Bisola, on the other hand, came out to express herself. Like, no, I wasn't in this. I just felt like I needed to do. But Bisola saw all of the red flags, but she went on. When somebody is using phone, you take the phone. You are trying to cover up where you are living so that attackers will not attack you people. And you notice the person you are trying to protect is using phone. Then you take the phone. When you came back again, you saw the person with another second phone calling someone and saying, we're in Benin, we're in this. That is the time you're supposed to know, wait, let me deliver you to the hand of God and escape and leave her. But she went on. She finally brought her to Lagos, got her a place to stay. Of course, all of this coming from donation, and of course, from what she said even her own personal money got involved in this. She put her in a place, and all of a sudden, this woman changed story again. And she got a call from 3 people. They were on conference call. They started talking. And they said that Ruth Mathew reported you and said that you are not treating her fine in Lagos, that you brought her to Lagos, and that you put her in a room that has no mattress. And she said, this is what I can afford. And Ruth Mathew also requested for POS to do business. She calculated in her head, it's better I move to Lagos. I think I can do POS business in Lagos. She was cashing out. Ruth Mathew was using her condition. If I cannot get it, there is something about that lady. If I can't get it, if I could not get it in Jeremiah Omoto Fofoyen's church, I didn't get the money. I didn't get what I need. I put the story of my child is missing in the matter. And I went to Brekete. I can't get it. It's better I start cashing out from these bloggers and people who are interested in my case, right, left, and center. That's what she started doing. Anyway, the funniest of all, the shocking of all thing. Bisola, maybe she was a bit temperamental. I don't know. She said this girl, Ruth Mathew, the cripple, left her children and went somewhere. And she reprimanded her and said, why will you leave your children? Because she said she was about to even take the kids to a charity home, motherless children home, because she called her police friend and that one told her to do so. She said she was about to do that when she eventually got this girl back, this lady back, this crippled lady, Ruth Mathew back. And out of frustration, when she was talking to her and told her, don't do this again, that she tapped her on her back, like gave her a pat or a spank, on her back, like, don't do that again. We are trying to help you. Why you behave? Bisola, she could be a bit, the thing that happened in TB Joshua's church, maybe, or she is just that kind of person. I don't know. She gave her a little backhand, and the girl fought back. Cripple fought back. She jumped on her leg, on her knees, and bite Bisola's leg. In fact, she took the meat. In fact, if you see Bisola's leg, oh my God. If you see Bisola's leg, this is help. She's trying to help. Bisola Johnson Esiba, according to her, is trying to help the cripple. I say, is help by force? Now she has hands off. And I think she has hands off even her leg. Because her leg is part of this girl's diet. This girl has chopped her. Bisola cannot leave that girl. Because Bisola's flesh part is inside of that girl's body. They have joined together. Because it got to a point. Bisola saw the flags, blue, red, green flags. Bisola went on and on and on and on until the girl, cripple, jumped from wheelchair onto her legs, knees, and bite off Bisola's leg. When I say bite, this is a serious one. She bit off the leg. This one, you cannot even sew it together. She chopped her, swallowed it. Maybe Prof X is still in this case because he's making money from it, because they say that is what he does. According to Solomon Temple, for those who do not know him, he's a Nigerian. I think he's from Benue State, but based in South Africa, married to a South African. He has his own platform too. I say big ups to Solomon Temple. He has done a lot of work. He's a journalist, and he has dug deep into some cases, pastor case and many other cases like that. And he warned, he said, this Prof X and his friend, his gang, that one is said he is a prophet. Then from prophecy, he became another thing again. Then now he's saying he's attacking prophet. That one is also on his platform, playing his own wayo there. He said their job is to dig into private matters of pastors, prophets, and use them against each other. He will call one prophet, I have debt on the other prophet. Do you want me to bring him down? Give me money. Like blackmailers association. That is what they do. That they are not Christians. They are not born again. They don't know God. If you look at them, both of them, the truth is this. Prophets and his gangster's friend, the other one. Both of them don't look like they know God. They know the story about God, but they don't know God. Anyway, that is what it is for now. So this video will not be too long. It's 25 minutes already. What are your thoughts as regards these things that are happening? Do you think they should all hands up on this girl, lady, cripple, Ruth Mathew, or not? Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so.